Hello everyone. Today we are going to see how the debug stick works. So many of you asked in comment section to make tutorial, so I decided to listen to you guys and do it. Yeah, I use it in pretty much all my buildings, like here, everywhere. Without debug stick I wouldn't build even half of my buildings. So now let's see some examples of using it. How it works: you can right click and left click it. Here we see like level of it, it's 0, then we start clicking and it becomes to the maximum level of 7, and I use it here, for example, here, everywhere, to create those flower pots. Yeah, and you can do it multiple times, it doesn't really matter how much you do it. Yeah. And also you can change color of your grass to snowy type, and it's pretty cool. You can make those patterns on the floor, and yeah, it's actually kind of grayish, and you can really enjoy it. So then we have amethyst. It's pretty cool. Uh, you can change the direction of it, and it's hanging on the air, and you can actually jump on it. It's 100% kind of sustainable. Yeah, it won't break. So now if we click another time, we can see that we can add water. This function is called waterlogged. It's useful if you want to build something underwater and keep the water sources around it. Yeah, I don't really use it myself too much because all my buildings don't need this, but it just exists. With skulls we have only a rotation function. You see, I'm clicking and it changes its rotation from 0 to 12. It's when it's placed on block, and I use this technique very often. Here, and this creates cool effect with depth, and you can find many other places where to use it. But when it's placed like in mid-air, you can only change it on direction like north, west, so, etc. Yeah, and doesn't have any other functions, only two. Yeah, now we have banner. Banner just a skulls, just rotation, and the same 12. In Minecraft, if something rotates, it's usually at 12. Yeah, I also use banners in main buildings. I think it's very cool. And campfire is something very different from everything. It has so many things and features. So now let's start with signal fire. You see, smoke becomes like lots of smoke, and it's like for signals, so you can't miss it. But when we make it false, like usual campfires, we have just little kind of smoke effects, particles. Yeah, you can definitely use it somewhere. I use it in my police office as a smoke from tube, and you can find other purposes. We can waterlog it. It's very strange. Like we have fire under the water, but anyway, it exists. We can unwaterlog it, etc. Then we can also do something like change directions to south, east, west, north, etc. We can lead it, unlead it, and actually when you change it to signal fire and then lead it, even waterlog it, and do everything like, and lead afterwards, the settings kind of are locked, and it keeps going. So now we have dripstone. Dripstone is also kind of interesting. There's only 3 functions, but they're cool. So we can create those different types of dripstones like base, middle, etc. And it looks quite cool. Right now you can build a wall out of it if you want. So it's very awesome. And also we can change direction, like hang from the ceiling or on the floor, you can waterlog it, and this is pretty much it. So you can play with it. It's something interesting hidden in Minecraft. Yeah. Now let's take a look on candles. With candles, we just can read it and waterlog and just change number of candles. Nothing very special. Yeah, from 1 to 4 candles, lit it, unlit it, and unwaterlogged. So now let's look closer at another examples. Here we have some greenery. You can change age of it, and as I understand, there are 25 kind of ages for any type of plants, etc., lichens, and the more you have age in it, the faster second piece of it will grow, basically like this, because you can just add from 1 to 4 and waterlog it. Nothing too special, like with candles. Yeah. Slabs, there are 4 types of them. Down, whole block, up, and you can waterlog them. Yeah. You see, you can play with it when you misclicked it and don't know how to change it, because in some situations it's impossible to break the block, so you can use Debug Stick to change direction. Stairs are very difficult. You can change direction which it's facing. You can change it from half top and half bottom, and the most important for me is shape. You see, it doesn't connect to nothing, but you can still make the shape as it was connected to other stairs, and this is just something crazy. I used it in many builds, like here. It wouldn't be possible to create this water thing without the bug stick. Yeah, and this is just awesome. Here also, if you know mechanics of Minecraft, you know that it's impossible. Now let's look closer. It's very cool. You can change directions, etc. But the thing is, yeah, and also your settings are locked when you change from the same types. Like when I have on stairs locked as I don't have top, all stairs that I click will become half top. So rem remember it. And when I change to different types of blocks, it doesn't stay like this. But the sad thing is that when you add other stairs, like the effect breaks, so then you need to do it again and again if you want to have the same effect. As for me, when I'm building, I first put all my stairs down to form this pattern, because if you then realize that you need one more stair and you already placed, I don't know, 20 of them, it will be quite painful to remake everything, because there are many clicks involved in this process. Like, take a look. Here we have some stairs placed, and then we change its shape to half bottom to half top, and change to inner left. Then here we have to change it from bottom to top and have this beautiful effect that is very broken, as I can tell from Minecraft. I used it in my previous build, and yeah, when you add something, the effect breaks. So make sure you build everything like before you start going into shapes. Now let's look at bed. Bed is awesome, very cool. You need to shift when you use it, because it's like object you can contact with. You can change direction of it. It's not that cool, but the coolest thing is part food and occupied. When you occupy it, you can sleep on it, and other mobs that basically villagers also are unable to sleep. Yeah, part food is very cool. You see, we do part food, then we change it to facing and face east, and have this awesome code that you can find in some cool mods. I mean, they have it better, but for vanilla Minecraft, this is an awesome. Yeah, I will use it definitely in some of my interiors that are coming after I build last building on this street, and then go to another street. And when I break it, you receive bed even in creative world. You can play with this bed. Yeah, see some different things you can create with it. Yeah, in Minecraft, you just need to use your imagination and try to be as creative as it possibly can. And you can actually put multiple beds on the same line to create an enormous couch, and yeah, that's cool. Now let's look at Piston. Piston isn't that interesting. You can just remove this actually extendable part and face it on different directions. So I think I won't spend too much time looking at it. Then we have brewing station. Um, you need to shift, and then you have three options. Bottle 0, for some reason it's 0, then we have second one, and then on the end we have first one. So without having potions inside, you can put them, like have this visual bug, and you can't actually sleep on those beds when they're kind of broken. So you need to break it and then sleep as usual. Also need to remember it. Then barrel goes, it can change direction, and yeah, you can play with it. If you misclick it and you want to put it in the same place but with different direction, but the cool thing is that you can open it and imagine it being, I don't know, trash can or washing machine. Like you need to imagine quite nicely. Yeah, and when I open it, being opened by the Debug Stick, the open effect that was achieved by the Debug Stick disappears. So rails are also interesting. When you shift on them and click, you go to this part, which is the last. Then if you click one more time, it all disappears, and you need to be careful with this, and yeah, kind of. So here we have rails, and I already told that you just don't use this last part, because if you click one time, it all breaks. So yeah, you see, you shift and then change the direction of it. And then drip leaf is very cool. You wonder how doesn't it break when I jump in it? Because it has tilt and body lock. Yeah, facing it not that interesting. As for me, tilt is the most interesting thing. You can fully tilt it like it's broken and it won't extend. You can have no tilt. It's like acting as a normal drip leaf, nothing special, and unstable. It goes down immediately. You see, it's kind of cool and won't extend. But when I have tilt partial, it won't break, and you can actually time it perfectly when it's fully extended, and then, I don't know, use it on your parkour cards or parkour maps, and I don't know, in any reasons you want. So yeah, you see, you jump on it and nothing happens. This is very cool. You can kind of freeze it on some particular moments. So here we have glass panel. You can have different types of it and waterlock for some reason. So you can have this glass panel on your floor or somewhere else. I use it as doors. And then fences, iron bars are actually acting the same. You can make them like this, fully, I don't know how it's called, fully connected. And with iron bars you can add different connections as well as fences. And as for me, the best one is this one, when it's kind of connected to something, but actually doesn't. And with chains, it's nothing special. You can just change the direction. So here we are. As for me, those were the most important things you can change. Of course, there are just different types of stairs, different types of slabs, fences, and other not so interesting things. So with the Debug Stick, you can change things that are changeable in Minecraft. With blocks, it's impossible, like fully blocks. So goodbye, and thanks everyone for watching. Have a nice day.